right, good morning, everyone. Settle in here. Today's lesson is really fun. Mrs. Reading really loves words. And so today's a lesson all about words and how words can have multiple meanings. So one word can mean different things. And I think that's really kind of cool. I think it's kind of a neat thing about our language. It's a lot of fun. It can also be kind of confusing, so that's why we want to talk a little bit about it. But I think it can be a lot of fun too. Sometimes you're reading along and you come to a word and you think, well, that could mean two different things. What are they trying to say? So you have to be kind of careful about that. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I did some great drawing today. You know that I'm such an artist, right? So here are my great drawings that I did today. So we're going to talk about words that can have multiple meanings. So I gave an example today of the word force. Force is one of those words that can have more than one meaning. It can mean two different things. One of the things that it can mean is it can be talking like about gravity. So it can say force of gravity, like when you have an apple that falls down from a tree. Force, when you're pushing against something. That's one kind of force. Another kind of force is when you force someone to do something that they don't want to do. Here's this guy saying, she made me do it. Right? That's a different kind of force when you get forced into something. So this same word, force and force, can mean two different things. So when you're reading or writing, you have to remember that sometimes you come across a word and you have to think, gee, which situation calls for which word here, right? So it's kind of tricky. I have a couple more to show you on my table. That was a quick one. All right, I'm going to move you over to my table again. I'm getting better at this, don't you think? I'm getting better at moving you. All right, here I go, facing you down. Nice and close. Zoom you right down. Okay. So here I have two cards, and they both have the same word on it. The word is lap, but it means two very, very different things. The dog jumped onto my lap, and the crowd cheers every time I run a lap. So in this one, it's talking about your lap, like where the front of your legs, right? So if you're sitting down, somebody can sit on your lap. And this one, it's talking about one time around the track, going around a lap, around a circle. Two different things, but the same word, and it's spelled exactly the same way. All right, here's another one. Foot. The piece of paper was about a foot long. We're talking about a measurement there, 12 inches. Here, I screamed when he stepped on my foot. That's a part of your body, right, that you walk with. Two totally different things spelled exactly the same way, but they mean completely different things. All right, number 3. The word skip. The teacher said we can skip number 5. That means you don't have to do it. You skip something, you miss something. Like skip counting, where you miss a letter, you skip, or miss a number, you skip a number. Or I like to skip around the playground. That's where you kind of trot around. Completely different. As a matter of fact, this one is a verb, right? Skip. And this one is a verb, right? You're doing something. This time they're both verbs. But look at this one. This is the word leaves. I hug my dad as he leaves for work. He's doing something, that's a verb. But look at this one. One of my chores is to rake the leaves. Those are the things on the trees. That's a noun. So sometimes the words are both the same, verbs. Sometimes they're different. One's a verb, one's a noun. Take a look at this last one. The word is star. One day that singer will be a star. That's something we call somebody who's famous. What is that one, a verb or a noun? Yeah, that's a noun, right? It's a person. Did you see that shooting star in the sky? Yeah, that's like the moon and the stars. That's the actual burning gas that's up in the sky, right? A star. That's also a noun. So sometimes you can have two nouns. Sometimes they can both be verbs. And sometimes one can be a noun and one can be a verb. But they're spelled the same and they mean completely different things. All right, I'm going to show you your IXL for today. It's working with these same kinds of words. And the tricky part about today is this. So you're going to be doing CC1, multiple meaning words using pictures. So they're going to give you two pictures, and you have to figure out what word matches both of those pictures that is the exact same word. And the tricky part about today is you have to type in the word. So that means you do have to spell it correctly or they'll mark it wrong. So if you're having trouble with the spelling, you're going to need to ask somebody or get some help with that. So if you look at here, they're talking about a theater here. And here they have a boat, and this child is doing something with the oars. So for both of these, the word is row. It's a row of seats, and this child is rowing the boat. So I'm going to type in here whoops, I did two R's, R-O-W, row. And then I can either hit my done key or I can hit submit down at the bottom. Okay, so take a look at this one. What's the dog doing and what's on the tree? Hit the box, type it in, B-A-R-K, bark, right? I can hit submit, and there it is. So that's what you're going to do today. You have to type in some words of multiple meaning words, spelled the same, but totally different meanings. All right, that's our lesson for today. See you tomorrow.